Hi, everybody. Dan Illman, Mike Beer kicking off the $1 pick six at Saratoga on Thursday with race number 5, the $200,000 Birdstone Stakes marathon distance, 1.75 miles. Let's take a look at this field. Only a field of 5, but you've got some nice longer distance runners, including the 1-3 finishers from Brooklyn on Belmont Stakes Day. Fearless got the better of Lone Rock that day, Mike, but we know Lone Rock, when he's good, he's one of the best marathon runners in the country.
He certainly is. And listen, maybe Fearless will be that horse going forward because he always sort of gave off that impression, didn't he, Dan, that he was going to get better if they ever stretched him out, which they finally did in the Brooklyn. He came through with a really nice performance. I'll be interested to see how this race lines up early, though, because we're going to look at the pace projector in a minute, and I totally disagree with it.
I totally disagree with it as well. Last year, Lone Rock won the Birdstone by 4 lengths utilizing pace pressing tactics. As we see on the pace projector, they have Fearless in front. I think Lone Rock's going to go to the front in this race, and I think Lone Rock's going to make Fearless come after him, and I think Fearless will be very happy with that kind of trip.
Yeah, I mean, it just feels like, in their most recent matchup, the Brooklyn, and listen, Fearless won that race fair and square. But in that race, both Fearless and Lone Rock had to do a little bit of chasing in a longer distance race that actually had some pace. In this race, I think it's Fearless who's going to be doing the chasing because I think Lone Rock's making the lead.
Let's begin the analysis with Fearless, a millionaire, a victor in the Brooklyn. This horse is a grade 2 stakes winner going shorter. He had a lot of quality, but you're right. He seemed in a lot of his races, you have to push on him. He's a real grinder. We watched the Brooklyn, and Fearless was just sort of parked 3 wide throughout. Lone Rock is to his inside as they turned for home, and Fearless just outstayed Lone Rock.
Yeah, he did again. I mean, he just beat him fair and square here, Dan. He was never that far away from the pace. He was always, at least one path wider than Lone Rock was. And he got on top of Lone Rock at the top of the stretch and he outfinished him. He beat him fair and square. They're going to go a little bit longer here. And again, this race might line up a little bit differently. And of course, it feels like on Wednesday or on Thursday, rather, Fearless is going to be the shorter price. So all those things sort of, change the dynamics a little bit in this race. But this horse ran really well last time.
16-time winner Lone Rock is a fellow millionaire, 1.3 in the bank. We just saw him running okay third in the Brooklyn. His prior races are very, very good. He's got plenty of fast races. And I think Mike's right. I think if it comes down to pace making the race, there's a chance that Lone Rock can get to the front, get very comfortable, back down the fractions, and it turns into a sprint for home.
Yeah, I mean, we'll see if it makes a difference. I feel like it really could make a difference. And I just feel like they're going to go right to the top here with Lone Rock. It's interesting that Theodoro finally reaches out for a different rider here and he goes to Irad Ortiz. I don't know if that's going to make any difference at all because I think you're just supposed to put this horse on the lead and make Fearless chase him down.
The 3 original intent is taking a big step up in class off an $8,000 starter allowance, a race that did produce 4 next out winners, the third runner earning a 96 Beyer speed figure when beating 8,000 starters. But maybe the distance is the great equalizer because he's 2 for 2 at 1 3/4. Let's watch his last race at Parks going 1.5 miles. Again, that race produced 4 next out winners. He's on the wide outside turning into the stretch. There wasn't a lot of pace for him to run at, and he's very, very game to just miss to exit right the 6-5 favorite.
Yeah, he ran well in this race. Man, he's going to have his work cut out for him here, Dan. As he steps up in class, he's going to try to come from out of it and run down 2 really nice horses. Obviously, he likes distance. He also, it really seems like he prefers a fast track. The only 2, longer distance races where he didn't show up are the 2 wet track races. He should catch fast dirt in here. He's going to have to up his game.
Flavien Prat takes them out on the 4 Portos for Pletcher, who, like his uncoupled stablemate Fearless, just really wants a distance of ground. He's a grinding type. He finished 4th in the Brooklyn, however, and just couldn't go with Fearless and Lone Rock when it mattered.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't run terribly in the Brooklyn, but he was no match for those horses. And we'll see, how much pace they get out of him this time, Dan. I wonder if they'll go forward with him a little bit just to make sure Fearless has something to run at.
The 5 Shooger Ray 2 was second in this race last year. He's only raced going a real long distance once after that. That was the Greenwood Cup, where maybe he was in a little bit tough. I don't really love his form since he's come back this year, although maybe those distances have just been too short for him.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like that's the excuse you're going to have to make for him if you want to bet him back in this race. I'm with you. I don't really like his form so far this year, but maybe those races are just too short and they were pointing for this to stretch him back out. He did run pretty well in this race last year.
Before we get to our selections, please click the subscribe button on the Daily Racing Form YouTube channel for all the latest DRFTV video offerings. Top pick time in here. Looks like two are going to take most of the money. You're going Lone Rock. I think Fearless might take his measure again.
Yeah, I won't be surprised if that's the case. I'll give Lone Rock one more chance. I don't think he's going to be the favorite, Dan. I think they're just going to put him on the lead. I'll see if he can take this field gate to wire. I really couldn't get to any of the others.
Sit back, relax. This pace likely to be run at a very leisurely rate. It's the Birdstone. $200,000 is the purse, kicking off the dollar pick six at the Spa on Thursday. Good luck.